Yeah, thank you so much, Cowdy. It's nice to be here again. I think when you talk about smile, hope is a superpower, and that's what we believe in. But beyond all of that, what is important, and the Nigerian must know that the PDP is a broad-based party, and the PDP is based on policies, programs, a mission statement that defines the party. So, it is based on the people. So, why not discounting the importance of governors or leaders of the party at different levels? The strength of the PDP is in the people. And that's why we talk about the name, which actually reflects what the party means. The People's Democratic Party. So, yes, we could be concerned, and we will be concerned by when we have a governor, for instance, leaving the party. But we are not daunted by that, because the strength of the party is in the people. This is the only party in this country today that has followership and membership across every section of this country, from the units to the wards, to the local government, to the zones, to the states, and of course at the national. So that is our own comfort. While recognizing that there are challenges within the party, we are encouraged by the followership of the ordinary Nigerians and the fact that majority of Nigerians want democracy, and they don't want one-party state. So what you see playing out by way of the wave of defection is not because it is based on policy, on conviction, or on some other programs of the APC that is attractive. It is induced, one, by personal considerations, some of which we don't know. Secondly, by intimidation. Third, by coercion, and some by threat to governors or members of House of Reps or the senators. So those are the challenges. So knowing the strength of our party, that is in the people, and of course, so I'll continue to smile, and I'll come out to tell you that Nigerians can look up to PDP, having regards to our performance in the past for 16 years. And more importantly, the fact that we're moving methodically, steadily, and laser focus on our convention at Ibadan, because that's the foundation of party politics. So you must have a structure that can produce candidates that can win elections. And so that's where we are, and that explains what your own observation, and I thank you for that compliment.
I must commend your strength that you've shown this morning. But beyond the external factors that you have attributed to this defection, is the PDP also looking inwards? And I ask this because Mr. Ode Okoye, a chieftain of your party who was in contention for the position of national secretary, has also dumped your party. And is this a consequence of your party's handling of the issue of the national secretaryship position? And we've seen the consequence play out in the threat of the Southeast to leave the PDP en masse.
Yeah, thank you very much for this question, because it goes to the root of party politics. Now, a party is free exit and free entry. But in all of this, what makes a political party is the fact that it's a combination and a collection of people with different interests, different backgrounds, different consideration, and in such, what we find is a contestation of ideas, and the views of people, of course, will clash. But it's the capacity of a party, properly so-called, and more especially PDP, is its capacity in trying times like this to come up and come together and reconcile those differences. But never forget, if there are considerations other than the fact that we should have the basis for reconciliation, people because of what is powering their ambition or their desire, will always find reasons to leave. In the Southeast, we recognize there was a problem. And the party took its time over the last 1 year or so to try to connect to people and say, you know what, let's get and have a win-win situation. Yes, we may not get everything that we want, but if people have made up their mind to leave for those considerations I referenced earlier, they will leave anyway. But like I said, and I'm going to emphasize that, these parties are not about individual or group of individuals or people that say, oh, we can bring it down. But one thing is important, and just you know this. 6 months down the road, people were saying, oh, the PDP is dead. And my question has always been, if the PDP is truly dead, why are people interested in its affairs? It means there's a nostalgia, there's a connection between us, the PDP, and the Nigerian people. They recognize that in 16 years of PDP in this country, we were moving as a nation forward. We have the best economy in Africa. Nigeria was the first destination for investment, foreign investment. The capital market was the best. GDP was growing on double digits. Inflation was down. We could compare our SR reverse had grown, and we paid off our debt. So that is the nostalgia, that's what the connection, that is the interest between the Nigerian people and PDP. So we are confident about that, and we're moving forward with that. I can guarantee you that with our National Convention taking place in Ibadan on the 15th and 16th of November, that's why you find the hysteria among the APC, and of course we must admit, there are some people from within our fold that continues to undermine the party and its progress. We recognize that. We're dealing with that. I compare this to a situation where you have a madman in a china shop. You must be methodical. You must be deliberate in trying to exit that. There are two levels of cancer. The one that is malignant, which is constantly within you and metastasizes every time, and the one that gets out. When it gets out, it's better than if it stays the malignant. But in removing the malignant one, you must be careful about how you do the surgical operation. As a party, we are focused on the Nigerian people. We don't want to put too much premium on the individual because the party is not based on individual, it's based on the people. And that's our strength. And we're going to go into Ibadan, coming out victoriously with a brand new national working committee that will continue to set the affairs of the party. Because you must have a party before you even talk about candidates. So that's what we want to do. Create a very solid foundation, find the people that will have character, integrity, and capacity, and courage to run the affairs of the party so that Nigerians can then have a choice. We don't want a one-party state. That is across the board. It's universal. But again, we as a people, as a party, must do that which we need to so that Nigerians can have confidence, and that's exactly what we're doing. In the last 4 months, you can see the hysteria. People, and we expect that we throw more stones at us and rocks at us because we're doing the right thing. All members of our party are together. We're coming as a body, as a family of PDP, going into Ibadan from every part of this country. People are excited going to that convention to ensure that we have, and that's why the G3 signals you get from APC and all the accomplices within our fold. But we will weather this storm. We've gone this route before. We've gone this route before, and this is a message to Nigerians. And I give an example. The winning of an election in any state is not about a governor. Governor you can't discount. Governors are important because they're leaders of the party. However, there are examples in this country. And I give an example of this, and this is exactly what will play out in 2027. When you say, oh, PDP is dead, then you come back up and will defeat the ruling government. I give you an example. In Oyo State 2017, 2018, the story was, oh, PDP is gone. But because the strength is in the people came together and voted to have a PDP governor in 2019, Governor Makinde. In Ondo State, where I come from, in 2019, we had 0 members in the House of the Senate.
Right.
We have 1 member in the House of Representatives. But even at that, We came back up and won 2 seats from the Senate.
All right.
That tells you the power of the people and the strength of the capacity of the membership of the party at the grassroots level, because that's where the power is.
Well, Mr. Ologunagba, yes, you've made some points, but the big question now is whether the PDP is really in tune with reality. When you look inwards, there was a statement yesterday saying the NEC meeting, which was meant to hold, has been postponed. You have issues in court. The national chairman and the national legal advisor are at loggerheads over who should provide legal representation for the party in the build-up to the national convention. We just talked about the lawmaker, not even the governor now, a lawmaker, a senator who left the party. And we hear that even more governors are leaving the PDP. So I wonder if you are really in tune with reality, if you have woken up to smell the coffee. And I'll take a quote from Governor Peter Mba of Enugu State while he was announcing his defection. He said, for decades, the Southeast, especially Enugu, has stood firmly behind the PDP, showing loyalty that shaped the party's success. Yet, he says, despite this history, our voices were too often disregarded when it mattered most. So this speaks to a deep-seated issue that has lasted for a long time. Is PDP in tune with this reality? Because you seem to say we're fine, we'll defeat the APC, when the evidence points to the contrary.
Yeah, Kari, thank you for this conversation. I referenced earlier on my background about the fact that what makes a political party and the composition of political parties. This party must recognize, and that's clear, about the contribution of the Southeast zone from 1999 to date, and we cannot and we must not discount that. But I said to you, the Southeast too, because I'm not going to begin to join issue with whoever says a particular thing on the issue of whether a particular zone has got much more than it deserves. I don't want to go into statistics, but it is clear that the Southeast too have held very responsible positions in this party. Senate presidents, speakers, deputy speakers, and of course, we don't want to go into that. We want to look forward. We recognize that, yes, the Southeast genuinely would have concern, just like every part of this country would have concern about, the feeling of marginalization or the thought of it. But having said that, what we are concerned about right now is to begin to rebuild based on the people, latching on our achievement in 16 years. Because in 2027, the election will be between the APC and the Nigerian people. It's not so much about political party, but of course you need the platform to contest. But the contestation will be on the basis of records. What is the records of this APC in the last 10 years? It's there, you can compare. Is it insecurity? Is it the fact that people can no longer afford their livelihood? Is it the discounting policies, life discounting policies of the APC? Is it the fact that every day we are more and more into debt and the future is not guaranteed by any means? You can't even explain it. Is it because we borrow money recklessly to the point that we're having an issue that we don't even know, we've lost count of how much we're owing as a country? Is it because we borrow money to fund consumptions rather than investment? These are the issues that will be on the ballot. For the Southeast, we're concerned, and we worked hard, and we continue to work hard, keep engaged. The issues raised are, of course, germane, but that does not take away the fact that the grassroots, even in the Southeast, that the people of the Southeast do know that yes, are they at the best of the PDP? The answer will be no. Just like across the country, we can do more. But the fact that cannot be the singular reason for leaving. I've identified some of the several reasons why people would defect. It could be intimidation, it could be harassment, it could be other personal considerations, many of which we may probably not know. And as to the fact that people decamp, people will leave party anyway. They will. And it's not just it's not only limited or only constrained to the PDP. The fact is that there's a deliberate action by the government, and the president has said it openly, that you wish to have a one-party state. But that will be a pipe dream because a one-party state cannot survive and cannot be sustained in Nigeria. So we are working on our party, and that's why we're focused, laser focused on the convention. When you have the foundation, then we can begin to build the building blocks, and then we'll come back to what Nigerians used to know about the PDP. And I can assure you, my optimism is based on the work we do at the grassroots, which is where the power resides. It is not in an individual or group of individuals or a zone. It is the combination of all that will make the PDP succeed in 2027. They will continue to imagine that, oh, PDP is in trouble, just like they did in Oyo State in 2017 and 2018. And what happened? We came out. Then the reference, the point you made about the court case. I'm a lawyer. It would be wrong for me to begin to speak to a matter that is sub judice in court. But having said that, it must be clear that the chief executive officer of the party is the chairman of the party. And irrespective of whoever believes he has a particular role or the other, the chairman has the overriding powers to delegate or to direct and to superintend and manage the affairs of the party. What plays out is beyond the issue of the constitution. We can say behind the scene, like I said, this is in court. I can't make comment on that because it will be sub judice, it will be disrespectful of the court, and I do not intend to be engaged in that. Right. But I can tell you this, whoever believes he has a particular role, right, we should be working together, and people should recognize that the time, the name in history will be important depending on whatever decision and the action they take.
All right. The governor of Oyo State, Engineer Seyi Makinde, has asked the public to, ensure that, to hold him responsible if the coming national convention of the party does not hold. That's on the one hand. But let's now walk down memory lane and ask if Nigerians, and indeed members of the PDP, can trust his stated unwavering commitment to the party. I ask this because if we go back down the disagreement that trailed the presidential candidacy of the party ahead of the 2023 general elections, he was one of the G5 governors that held strategic meetings with the current president back then. And we saw the result in Oyo State, we saw the result in Rivers State, and in the other states that worked with the APC at the time. So why should we trust him now and rely on what he says about his undying commitments to the PDP now?
Well, Engineer Seyi Makinde has been an outstanding governor. He has performed. He has said things that he has kept. And to that extent, we have no reason to doubt his commitment at this point. Not as he just said it, he has demonstrated that severally. Now, without litigating what happened in 2023, there were issues that has to do with bringing everybody together and having what I call inclusiveness. That is in the past, but it will help us to navigate the future. But after that, the commitment of the governor of Oyo State to PDP has been monumental. The commitment and support of the party. And this is just, it's obvious. It's not what he says. It's what we see him do. And it is there, obvious, and we know that because we feel it. He has said it publicly that he will be committed and is committed to a successful convention at Ibadan. That's what we're focused on. We have every reason to believe him. He has demonstrated capacity. He has shown commitment by words and by deed. So we have no issue with that. We are focused on Ibadan. Look, all of these rocks and bricks being thrown at the party, externally and painfully from within, people that are complicit from within our ranks, of course we must admit that, is the fact that we are making sure progress was convention. And the whole thing is to make sure that, oh, we don't hold this convention. But we believe that because of the sustenance of democracy, and the courts too do know that they have a duty to ensure that democracy survives in this country. They will do that which is right, which is just and fair in the circumstances, to ensure that democracy survives. And to the president, he must know that there's a responsibility on him to ensure that a multi-plural, multi-ethnic society like Nigeria could have opportunity for people to express themselves. They might not agree with you, but you must be able to listen to them and allow them operate in their own way so that there will be the development of democracy and that we can have a viral nation. What is going on today is taking us away completely from the failures of the government. So it's like the government is planning to deflect us from the real issues. Every time we're talking about PDP or Labour Party or another party or ANPP, and we're losing the focus on the government that has failed us. We cannot provide us security, which cannot provide us welfare, which don't care about us, which will have a different program relating to personal improvement rather than the community and the global improvement of Nigerian lives. The president can find it comfortable to go to attend burial ceremony, which is okay, we must honor the dead.
Right.
But he won't find the confidence to go to see people that are killed as a result of marauders ravaging Nigerian life. I mean, those are the disconnect. And you must be able to say that those are the issues that will be on the ballot in 2027.
All right.
The president has said some time ago should stop this endorsement shopping or this defection shopping. We will defect, we will give you this. That will not help in the election 27. The election in 27 is between the APC and the Nigerian people, having regards to all this monumental failure of the APC in government.
Well, Mr. Ologunagba, are you aware that 2 more governors are leaving?
Well, I'll be hearing that from you. I'm not aware. They don't consult me if they're going to leave, so I probably won't be able to aware. Maybe, you know, you are in a vantage position, Kyle. Maybe you have that information. You can tell me.
So if you had this moment to speak to the governors who are intending to leave your party or who have left already, in their hearts, that is, what would you be telling them, Mr. Ologunagba?
What I'll be telling them is to say, you know what? You have a responsibility to this party that have provided you platform, and the people have voted for you based on the policies and the programs of the PDP that you campaign upon, and to recognize that you have a duty, you have a role to ensure that democracy survives in this country and that we don't slip into one-party state, because the consequences will be too great for this country, and they should recognize their places in history.
Mr. Ologunagba, can you say confidently that the PDP's house is currently in order? And I speak against the backdrop of the court case my colleague referred to earlier. I know you don't want to speak to that, but in a generic sense, the reports are that some of the issues within your party is as a result of the national chairman, who, according to reports, is beholden to the former governor of Rivers State and current minister of the FCT, Nyesom Wike, who also, according to reports, is not particularly in good relations with the governor of Oyo State, who is taking charge now. And are you saying that you can rely on what he has said that he would do for the party because, you know, of the resources that he is now releasing to fund the party?
I mean, this is interesting about Shani. I mean, you've got great journalists. I'm sure you do a lot of background check. I don't have some of the information you're giving to me, but I can tell you one thing. One thing I can tell you. This party, yes, we have our challenges. We can't run away from that. But I've referenced that about challenges even from within. But when you say somebody is beholden to somebody, I can't speak to that because I'm not the person. You probably will ask the chairman, but I can tell you this. The chairman is focused in stabilizing this party and ensuring that this party goes to convention and have a very successful convention. For Governor Makinde has demonstrated leadership capacity and commitment to this party. I will leave it at that. I'm not going to begin to imagine what people think or analysts imagine with regards to who is controlling what. This party has a national working committee. Leaders across the board, governors, other stakeholders, this assist the party from time to time to ensure that we have a successful convention. That is the foundation. That's our focus right now. We're laser focused on that. There will be so many bricks and rocks will be thrown at us. We know that. But I tell you this party is determined to have a successful convention. That's why you see all of these distractions.
All right.
That's why you see that. Why would people go to court to sue the party? We are talking about officials of the party, supposedly chairman of the party in this case, suing the national that you can't even conduct your own affairs. Isn't that funny? But again, those are the challenges of leadership, those are challenges of managing human beings in a political party where you have different views, different ideas, different interests. You must try to have that capacity to reconcile that. We're doing that. Is it fast enough that we would have loved? No. But again, this is the challenges of human organization.
All right.
But I can tell you this. The success of our convention in Ibadan and the fact that we're moving steadily, methodically towards that, a successful convention, is what has brought about all of these sudden throwing of rocks and stones at us. But we're focused and we're going to Ibadan steadily to ensure that we have a party with solid foundation, known for its capacity to put itself together in trying times and create a party that people can rely on and can run and win election under their platform.
Right, we have about 30 seconds to close. Do you feel betrayed by the Enugu State governor and possibly the other governors who would leave?
Like that. Betrayal? We think they have a responsibility. That's what I would say.
All right. So you don't feel betrayed?
They should recognize the fact. We believe that people, when you have position of authority that have been given to you, you have a responsibility to decide that. And that, for me, I'm not going to judge anybody. They have that to deal with, and history will determine whether at the appropriate time, whether given the circumstances of what has happened, whether that will be the right decision they have taken at the appropriate time. And that's their choice. But they can live with that and deal with that.
Mr. Ologunagba, do you feel betrayed?
By who?
By Governor Umba leaving the PDP. Do you feel betrayed?
Anyway, again, Carl, this is a very smart way. You're asking me to answer a question that I've answered again.
No, you've not answered. It's a yes or no.
I speak for a party.
Does the PDP feel betrayed?
I speak for a party.
So does the PDP feel betrayed?
The PDP is utterly disappointed.
All right.
By those actions, having regards to what we know behind the scene. So they haven't said that. People have a right to decide what they want to do.
Indeed.
The consequences can follow. But again, that is a choice they have.
Indeed.
Either to stay or to leave.
And you also have the choice to decide to leave the PDP at some point, too. I mean, we won't be surprised if that happens, Mr. Ologunagba. But we have to thank you for your time on the program.
Thank you, Gary.
Never say never. Today you may be PDP, tomorrow APC. Mr. Ologunagba is the National Publicity Secretary of the opposition PDP. How many governors do you have now? 9, I believe. We have 9, yeah. Wow.
Yes, 9.
All right. Thank you for your time. We wish you the very best with the convention and the fight as opposition.
Thank you very much, Rowdy. And thank you to your colleague there. I appreciate your time and thank you for the opportunity.
All right. Well, we'll take a quick break now. And when we return, we'll talk about energy, electricity, particularly for the rural areas, and a lot of innovation happening in that space. That's in a moment. Stay with us.